Hello, everyone. You can consider this to be your preseason cross-country meeting for those interested in doing the sport in the fall, your parent night meeting, and just an informational video in general. I'm sure there's some questions out there. I'm going to share my screen with you now. So you'll be getting this email with all these links in it. And these links are very important. So if you plan on not doing cross country, you can just stop the video and delete the email and get it out of your inbox. But if you are going to do this sport, you need to save the email, and all of these links are very important. And you see the one there that says, please read. That's not an option. Information and being informed is a point of pride in our program, especially with the times as they are now. We want to keep parents informed. So 8th graders last year, you need to send this to your parent or share this with your parents so that they get all this information. And eventually when we get things straight on final forms, we will be able to, I will be able to email everyone that's on the team, including parents. The first thing I want to talk about is the athletic.net site. So here it is. And let me kind of try to pull up, get away from my icons on my desktop. This is going to officially house our schedule. And I've included on there things like the school days, half days we have coming. But this is something you can refer to, and it will also have your son or daughters, if you go up here to records and season bests, it will have that. So we haven't run anything yet, so you would not see anything under the season bests. So anyway, I want to encourage you to use this as the official place to see, what's the next meet, what time did my son or daughter run in the latest and greatest race. Also, we have many Google Docs that you need to become familiar with. So again, this is all in this email here. And I'll get to the summer mileage template in a little bit. In the main page in the Google Doc, and you need to maximize this so you can see the tabs at the bottom. The main page is our schedule. And so, this is just a repeat from the athletic.net. It contains a little bit more information on it. And up here you see all of these links. One of the most important, food and drivers. Of course, we have to have food and drivers. And you can tap on those. This is the one that you need to read. This is getting you back to the athletic.net site. I encourage you to look at all of those. As far as our food and drivers go, we'll tap on that. This is just a sign up. I'm not sure how this is going to work with our numbers. I'm guessing approximately 40. So some people might be financially stretched, and I'm not going to say that this is going to necessarily fly, but maybe we can get drinks, something that won't cost a whole lot, and we can have like 2 or 3 families bring drinks to every meet. So in all of these documents, there's always a way to get back to the previous doc, and so you'll see those and you can follow those. So I want to go back to the schedule and rosters. There we are again, and make sure again that this is maximized up here. Here's our roster. Now, one thing I want to say about this roster, I've not been able to really touch base with anyone. So we just took the 8th graders from last year and the returners and put them on this. So know that as you talk to people, you don't say, hey, I see you signed up for cross country. No, you just say, hey, you ran last year. Are you interested in running this year? So I'm talking about the 9th graders and the potential newcomers. On the girls' side, we have 2 of them. We'll see if you can guess who they are. But know that no one has finalized with me. Just make sure you approach it from that respectful point that these are everyone that have run cross country at some point and or have expressed some interest. And then you see a lifetime PRs tab. So this is just everyone that has run, what their lifetime PR is. We keep track of that. Top 15 list. There's Trina, number 9. And of course, last year we had Javi and Corey Koopman break into that. It's a pretty elite list. And then this last little tab is just my math page where, hey, go run. Hey, how fast? So this is my little math that allows me to calculate things. You don't need to worry about that. You just need to worry about the schedule. And if you want to take a peek at the roster and anyone that's gotten those PRs. If you have trouble with these links or somehow I need to share them with me, you need to take care of that issue sooner rather than later. All right, so also in this email, you see something called the summer mileage template. And so let's click on that. Summer mileage template. And up will come this template. You don't have to use this, but this is just something a couple of our kids used last year to keep track of their stuff. And wherever you see the red here, that's where you would enter your data, and then it's just going to keep track of the total miles as you go, and then your pace per mile if you should time it. But let's say you don't time things very much. That's okay for the summer. The total mileage is what matters the most. So you just enter your data, which I'll just do some miles. Say you had a 5-mile run and it was a quarter-mile warm-up. So you see that's just going to keep track of this as you flow down. And maybe you just want to do that to keep track of your miles. So the question becomes, how many summer miles? And that's where you're going to do a little bit of reading here. So where it says, please read, go here, and this is just why cross country, when practice officially starts, your mileage expectations, how can you get faster, and then when you get here to the weekly mileage training table, do not freak out. This is not an expectation that you're going to reach 50 miles per week. We've probably had 3 kids in my entire career that have got to that. So this is just something you can use as a guide. Where are most kids? Most kids are somewhere around 24 miles a week to 30. And to be honest, not a lot of kids get above 30 miles per week in cross country. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is quite a bit. The more advanced kids tend to get around 36 miles. Trina will be probably around 36, maybe 42 at the end. But this is just a guide. Okay, and it's great if you've got a lot of miles. But again, most kids start down here around 18 miles a week, 24 miles a week. Do not be freaked out by that. This is just kind of a guide of how we do things. You see the speed days, which is more of a practice thing. We're just interested in mileage, total miles, and that's why you have the little table there that you can keep track of. By the way, you need to make a copy of this. I didn't say that. So you need to go File, make a copy so that you're not using my template for yours. So File, make a copy, and then up will come your, put your name there, whatever you want to do. So please don't use the template to do your stuff. And there's probably a way I should ask Matt Rakoff that you can automatically make a copy. Anyway, and then the mile loop and the 2-mile loop around the school, which we use often. Unfortunately, because of this, the times are in. We have canceled these things this summer. These are things we do. Team runs is a lot of fun. Bonfires, 5K runs, GroupMe was a thing that we used that the captains used last summer. But I'm going to say for right now, these things are canceled, and we're just trying to shoot for our first practice on Wednesday, August 12th. And if there's any, lightening of restrictions, I will let the captains know, which the captains so far are Bella Sharon and Megan Fassbender. Yes, Megan, I pronounced your name right for a change. The boys are all 9th and 10th graders, so we don't have any captains yet, although I encourage everyone to constantly practice leadership skills. It's not illegal to practice leadership skills, even though you're not a captain. You always can do that. Anyway, so there's think about everything. I'm going to encourage parents. Your son or daughter need a good pair of shoes and a watch. It can be a cheap watch to time with. Doesn't need to be one of those GPS watches that are $300, although those aren't bad either. I also encourage runners that you do some running. And I'm going to say by the time, practice starts, you have, 10 weeks. And 200 to 300 miles is great from now until the time practice starts. Some of you might have even more than that. But try to go through all of these in that you see here in this email. Click on each of these and see that you can get to them. Realize that on the main document, let's see if I can get back. Here we go. You have these tabs at the bottom that you can click on, and that you also have these other tabs that will allow you to go to the other places. But just see that you can work through all of those. I think I've covered everything, and we'll keep you up to date. Oh, one final thing. Do as much as you can on final forms. I think all of you should be familiar with that. Get all those documents signed and have your parents sign the documents, so on and so forth. I'm not sure yet about physicals. It's looking like it might just be a form that you fill out instead of a physical. I'm not sure on that. Don't mark my words. But get as much taken care of as you can before day one. That just tends to make the process go better. Anyway, we'll let you know. If you have any questions, you can email me or Coach Spots. He's going to be the second part of this video to say hi to all of you and give you some great spirit. But my email is tpertner@hamiltonschools.us. And then Spots is the same. I think he's in here somewhere at the top. Yep, kevinspots@gmail.com and kevinspots@hamiltonschools.us. You can email us and just ask us questions. So I'm going to end now, and up will come Coach Spots with his message for all of you. He's looking a bit gruff, but he's really not a gruff person.
Hello, friends. Coach Spots here in Petwater, Michigan. And I just want to encourage you to run this summer 5 or 6 days a week. It is imperative, that means it's really important, for you to do this. Not only will it help our team to be more effective, but it will prevent injuries. We've never had a team that's decided together to make this commitment. If you would all do it, you would see great, great results. Not only will you be have the opportunity to make it to state, but you will find that with commitment comes ownership. And when we own this together, you will find that we are going to be an effective team. We'll have more fun together. We'll win more. And we won't have injuries that sidelines you or your friends. So stick to Pert's list of mileage. Make that commitment. Because if you make that commitment, you're going to find that it's going to mean more to you. And when things mean something, then they have value. And life lessons of self-sacrifice like this are important. I don't know what this fall is going to look like as far as sports go. But I know that we can be 6 foot apart when we run. So my feeling is that cross country will take place, and I expect us to have a boys and a girls team that is competitive and committed to the same goal. Please, 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 we implore you, run 5 or 6 days a week.